Hello, welcome to your weekly Pick Your Crystal reading here at Soulprint. This is for April 28th through May 4th. Thank you very, very much for being here. I'm glad that you're enjoying these weekly readings. As you know, take a look at all three crystals and see which one, two, or even three are resonating with you, which ones you feel drawn to. We're starting here. We're going to call this purple, black, and green. Take a moment. It's not unusual to be attracted to more than one. And let's get started. Alrighty. Starting with the purple. Here we go. Queen of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune. The World. And the Hangman. Good gracious. I mean, these three of the four are high arcana cards. So, see what kind of messages we have going on here for this purple crystal. All right, so let's start with the kind of basics. The Queen of Cups energy is, it's emotions, right? So this is kind, thoughtful, sensitive energy. It's warm, it's caring. Very often referring to people who are in caring professions or artistic professions, healing professions. So this is the energy that is sort of surrounding or at the beginning of this reading. And it feels as if that energy applies to you. Sometimes it might be energy surrounding you or somebody else near you. But in this case, it really does feel like this Queen of Cups represent you. So you've had the Wheel of Fortune, the World, and the Hangman. Now, the Wheel of Fortune, of course, is symbolizing you good fortune, you good luck. The World very often is representative of one phase, finding completion, and a new one beginning and moving forward. The Hangman is, it's either about a period of waiting or it is about looking at things from a slightly different perspective. So what is the energy around these cards? So it sort of feels like if the Queen of Cups represents you and you are in, for example, one of the healing professions. And, healing is a very broad world. You could be a healer and do Reiki. You could be a healer and, be a doctor. You could be a healer and do astrology or an intuitive. There's all kinds of different applications to the word healer. So what the rest of the cards are talking about is kind of like this desire to move forward, to change your fortunes, almost like change your focus. Perhaps, you have decided to actually start working with some of that energy. You could be looking to expand a certain area of your life. The Wheel of Fortune is encouraging you to move forward and feeling comfortable and confident that, your fortunes are going to change for the better. There's good luck surrounding you. Now, the World is interesting here because it makes me sort of wonder if, for example, you are some sort of a caregiver, a healer, a nurturer, and you have come to a place where one portion of your career or your practice might be coming to a close and you're looking for a new beginning, a new way to utilize those internal energies, that focus of who you are, but you want to look at it from a different perspective. This is suggesting to you, you know, none of us are like linear, all right? We all have multiple talents and skill levels. And some of them can sort of be clumped into kind of groups. What this is talking about is the completion of one kind of an activity and moving forward into another. So let me give you kind of an example of what I mean. Let's say, for example, you are a caregiver, you are some kind of a practitioner, you are even a teacher, and you may be retiring or you may be deciding to leave that field, but you are still simply wired to be this caring, giving, nurturing, thoughtful, sensitive individual. And so maybe you're thinking, I've always had an interest in astrology, or I've always had an interest in hands on healing or energy work. That's the shift of energy and focus. And the hangman is it's actually sending you both messages. First of all, it's saying, don't be impatient. This might take a little bit of time to get all the pieces in place in a way that's going to be most beneficial to you. It is also saying, make sure that you are looking at this forward venture, this new beginning, from several different perspectives. Don't only look at it from, your perspective. Look at it from the people that you're wanting to draw to you, from their perspective, from what they're looking for. Look at it from the perspective of what other people think, your friends and your family. Get a lot of feedback and know that even though, it feels like maybe things aren't moving fast enough or this is a waste of time, know that it is and will fall into place. So this is sort of the energy of this. Whatever you've got going on, trust that there is good fortune coming to you, that there is a cycle ending and a new one beginning, and that ultimately this is going to work out. You need to be careful about stepping forward, and you need to recognize that it might take a little bit of time, and that, sometimes we just have to look at things from a different perspective to get some real clarity. Alrighty, the black. Here we go. Okay, you're starting off with the Four of Wands. You have Death, you have the Ten of Swords, and you have the Six of Wands. All right, now don't freak out about the Death card and or the Ten of Swords. In kind of a funny way, this seems to be a sort of a reflection or a second part to the reading I just finished on the purple crystal. So if you've chosen the black crystal as your first crystal or your only crystal, you might want to consider just taking a peek at the purple one. There may be an additional message there for you. All right. So the Four of Wands, right? This is about stability, holidays, marriage plans, celebrations, the community. All right. Death is about a new chapter beginning. It is something closing, something ending, and there is a new beginning. It is like a phoenix rising from the ashes. It is taking some of your skills and talents, bringing them forward, but doing so in a way that creates sort of a new start. The Ten of Swords. Now, this is a difficult card, frankly, right? It is about disappointment. That can be an end of a cycle. It can be failed plans. It can be things not coming to fruition the way you would like them to. Then you're followed by the Six of Wands, which of course is this amazing victory card. So the overall energy of this reading is that there is a need, a desire, something going on where you are wanting to connect, whether that is connecting with friends, with family, with your community. There is a sense of wanting to bring different aspects, different people, different ideas together, sort of under one umbrella. It is possible that you have experienced some sort of a disappointment or a setback, and that has left you feeling a little bit uncertain about exactly how you're going to move forward, how you're going to kind of get past that sense of disappointment and sadness. The death card in this case is like a really, really good card, because it's not, you're not going to die and nobody's going to die around you. This is literally about an ending and a phoenix and a beginning. So perhaps, you were working in a certain area, or you had certain ideas, and you thought, well, I can um shift them into something new, and that didn't quite work out. But the whole idea, the impetus, the plan, the energy behind it is not lost. It just perhaps needs to be reborn again, looked at in a different way. Because ultimately, you're going to end up with the Six of Wands, which is this card of success, of victory, of recognition, of promotion. It is an amazing, amazing card. And so what we're talking about here is it's sort of almost like a sense of perseverance. It is a sense of continuing to go forward, even though sometimes it feels not worthwhile, too hard. You can't find the path forward. Now, that does not mean that you continue to push forward with something that is simply not coming together, that is simply not working. But it also means that you don't abandon everything, that you look for that new beginning. You take the best of what was and you take it forward with you into this phoenix coming alive again, this rebirth, this new perspective, this new way of doing things. And do so with the confidence that with the Four of Wands and the Six of Wands bracketing this reading, this community, this togetherness, this celebration, this focus is ultimately going to take you to a place of success, of things coming together in a way that you really want them to. All right. And let's take a look at the green. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Three of Cups. Alrighty, so swords. Let's talk about swords for a minute. Swords are air energy. Swords are about power, about conflict. They are about words. They are about ambitions. They are about thoughts. They are about legal situations. It's always important to remember that, that a sword basically cuts two ways. And so a lot of sword energy in this is really talking about sort of actions, in intuition, in inspiration. Sometimes it could just be talking about something as mundane as, documentation, income tax, signing a lease, banking information, whatever it is. So what you have here with this really tight collection of swords is about it's about movement. It's about perceptions. You know, it is very often about thinking things through, analyzing things, having challenges. But what you have three really, really powerful cards here, right? So the knight is sort of about things moving forward, swift movement, things that sometimes are even a little bit chaotic. The Queen of Swords is about, somebody who is very perceptive, efficient, no nonsense. The King of Swords is connected to law or government. Sometimes it is a man in a uniform. So you have really, really strong energy here, all in one suit, that has to do with sorry, that has to do with the way you think about things, the challenges that you have ahead of you. It is about how your thoughts come together to create your ambitions. I would say with these three cards here, that not only are your thoughts and your ideas very, very powerful, not only are your ambitions something that can be realized, but that in fact, there may even be, you know, documents involved, legal papers involved, decisions that need to be made or are being made. Three of Cups. Well, this is about, happiness, achievements, celebration, the feminine divine. This is about coming together. Whatever these three swords represent, these three cards with swords represent, with the Three of Cups at the tail end, what you have is success, a celebration, a coming together of. So, what is this? Are you embarking on a new adventure? Are you selling property? Are you buying property? Are you starting a business? Are you trying to settle a will or an estate? Are you thinking about creating your own wills? Are you looking at through papers to try to find something that gives you some clarity or some understanding? Ultimately, the process that you go through with the swords, the analyzing, the thinking about it, the recognizing the challenges, the all of it ultimately brings you to a place of success, of happiness, and of a coming together. So whatever this represents, it may be a little crazy right now. It may feel like there's an awful lot on your plate, but ultimately you end up in a place that really does feel emotionally fulfilling. It makes you feel happy. There's a sense of success, but it is an emotional recognition and celebration of coming through this process of the swords. All right. I hope that made sense to you. That was kind of interesting energy. Alrighty. Thank you very, very much for being here. I look really forward to seeing you next week. Until then, have a really amazing week. Bye-bye for now.